No, you can't get cute in the spirit. Well, yeah, you got to love it.
What's up?
There.
What's up? You're not ready.
Not yet, sir. Hello. How's it going? Welcome to our town hall. Let me turn this off.
Okay. He said not yet. What's up with you?
Not a whole lot. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I was just watching my team get the beat out of them real quick. It's okay. We be back
Oh,
next
you
time.
was going for the Broncos?
I'm a Broncos fan, brother. You know what this is. Come on now. You know what I mean? But let's to give them a welcome to Uncommon Courtesy. Or what's it called again?
It's called Check Your Notes.
Okay. You know what I mean? Our Sunday edition is our town hall we have. We like to discuss politics of the week or whatever's going on. We want to keep everybody informed, give people an opportunity to join in with us.
Yeah, we got
have a conversation live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce.
All right. I got the homegirl coming in, Malika. How you doing? Can you hear us all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome.
What's up with you? How you doing?
She in the meeting and she working right now. That's what I'm saying. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And I got Mr. Hilltop Trucker coming in. And he disappeared. That's all good.
He's coming back right now. He coming back. That's
he was supposed to find a ring light. He was supposed to find a ring light.
I found one. It was looking real dark.
How y'all doing
like
today?
A shadow.
Yeah, I got the light shining directly into my
right in your face. That's what you get.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're doing good, man. I had to cut a tree down in my backyard finally. It hit my deck. It fell. And so it was sitting on my deck on the edge of my roof. And so, I'm out there. I had a handsaw. I'm like, I could do this for these people get here. And it wasn't working out for me. And the neighbor came with the chainsaws and we were just like, yank, yank, yank. And then, chopped it down. But
it is what it is. Hey, we definitely want to welcome y'all to the show and, kind of get y'all acquainted on, we normally talk politics on Sunday. This is what we do. I'm not sure where everyone stands on their political viewpoints. I kind of know where a couple people do as here, but not sure about yourself, Malika.
I pay attention. Just know that I pay attention.
I like to hear that. I like to hear that right there. That's good business. Okay, well,
so let's start. The one thing that we can start with the most important thing going on in the world. That's the California fires.
Yeah.
They're still raging on. They've caught a couple people. It's crazy how things like that happen and everyone's it's just a blame game. It's like, oh, it's Gavin Newsom's fault. It's the LA mayor's fault. Now they're trying to blame these two old people because I guess they control the water. And so it's crazy how everyone's just like, they can't just focus and instead of trying to help people, there's people that are trying to help and there's people that are just like, they want to blame people and find out they need someone to blame.
I mean, that's America though. When we look at it, that's America always is looking for somebody to
always on the blame.
Yeah. And that's what worries me a lot of times when we sit back and we try to make new laws because everyone's going to, at some point in time, everyone's going to be angry with somebody. I mean, right now they're trying to say it's the governor's fault or it's the mayor's fault of California but this is a natural disaster we've seen go on in California year after year. California is a dry area. So this is what's going to happen. And
the scary thing about it is it started in technically around in areas where they don't usually have wildfires.
Mm-hmm.
So fire hydrants only have so much water. So if they run out of water trying to put out these fires, it's not technically the city's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's a tragedy.
California is known for droughts. And especially Southern California, they're known for droughts. They're known for being dry. And, I have family that, like I said, I have family that lives down there right now. Some of them have to evacuate. Some are so far away from it, they can just see the smoke. But, they say those winds come in every year. And they say it only takes one time for it to start blowing towards the opposite way. And we see all the destruction that's going on now.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying it's like about $150 billion in damage right now. And this to me, when they're looking at they're mostly just looking at the houses. They're looking at the home values. They don't understand what's going to be inside those homes, like what people actually have, whether it's from paintings to these are rich people. These are people who have wealth,
even have money. So they can replace it. They got money to replace it.
The way insurance works, right? Like they give you, so if you were to do someone's home insurance, they give you dwelling coverage, and that's how much. So if your house burns all the way to the ground, that's how much it'll cost to rebuild your home. And then they have property damage, and your property damage is all the stuff inside of your home.
Absolutely.
So if your house is worth, like if you live in Washington, your house is worth $1 million. they'll say we can reconstruct your home for $650,000. But then you want your property damage up, depending if you lived in a house for 20 years, you want your property damage up to $500,000, because once you start calculating everything you had in your home, you'd be like, it's going to cost that much for me to replace everything.
Yeah, you got to look at.
It's hard for a lot of people to replace a lot of the stuff that they have because it was sentimental.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no replacing it.
And think about a lot of these people in California, if they didn't have home insurance, they're kind of out of luck. Like, think about it. No matter what you do in California, it's like it's expensive to live down there.
And I heard that some people, I guess, like some people did have home insurance, but it doesn't cover fires.
Yeah.
So now that they're stuck.
Yeah, they pulled a lot of insurance. What they were doing, a lot of these insurance companies were yanking insurance from them this summer. You know, I mean, this is why I feel like, me personally, I feel like insurance companies are basically obsolete. We don't really need them. We should take that and make that a government agency. You know, we pretty much everyone can get insurance, almost like we should have universal health care. We should take insurance and make that a government agency. Because what do we need insurance for if every year, you know, you got places like Florida?
How do you know that it's already not a part of the government? That's the government's little side pocket. You know what I mean? You never know. You never let the right hand know what the left hand doing.
You know, I feel it, but I do. I mean, let's just say that it's not. Let's just say for right now. Let's just say for right now, you know, that is.
So you come out of prison with one arm bigger than the other. You feel me? Because the right arm been used too much, they ain't used the left.
You know, the insurance companies too. They're probably they don't even care. They're taking the heat. They feel like a dude that just beat a paternity test. They're like, woo.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, honestly, I'm kicking every one of those insurance companies that left people high and dry. I'm kicking them out of my state. They got to go. You can't insure nobody in my state from now on. I'm only bringing in insurers that are willing to insure the people that need the insurance in my state. Why am I going to let you cherry pick who to make money out of people in my state? For what reason? They put a moratorium on people, on them being able to what is it called, kick people off of insurance for like the next year. A lot of stuff they did because they understand these people are getting over on you. Some of these people have had these homes for 75 years, been paying your insurance, for paying money to you for all these different months for years.
And ain't nothing happened to their homes.
Exactly. And now all of a sudden they need you, you're gone. And we got to remember, insurance companies are built like banks, man. So the money that you get, the money that insurance companies make, they can turn around and they can leverage that like a bank 10 times and loan it out 10 times for what they get it for. That's why, you know, if you guys ever heard of like Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company, they own Geico. The reason why they bought Geico is because all the free flowing capital that flows into an insurance company, and they can use it to make loans and to leverage things and go buy stocks and other companies with it. And so that's why people don't really understand. That's why I say the government can do this, because why wouldn't we do that? We can make money off the insurance. They don't have to make money off of us. They can make money off the leverage by investing in other things.
And why are we letting out that taxes?
Come on, man. You know what I mean? So that's what we don't need insurance companies. That's just my personal opinion. They're unneeded.
I think insurance companies are still important for what we need them for. Because think about it, if the government ran insurance, bro, people would just make fraudulent claims. That's what people are doing now.
People make fraudulent claims anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just already happened. That's just part of the game, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's not going. People act like the government couldn't hire just as many people to go and investigate as insurance companies do. We should run medical. You know, I mean, every type of insurance. Imagine us all underneath the government, and the government made, you know,
that's why I want to combine with Canada, because you'll get universal health care for free.
We need that universal health care out here, man. We need that universal health care.
It'll never happen.
There's no reason why we shouldn't have it. You know,
it'll never happen though.
Why do you feel that way?
Unless we connect to Canada.
You know what I mean? You feel me?
The reason why it never happened, because, you know, big pharma, right? When we look at these commercials, I mean, every minute you see a commercial on TV, if that's something that you do, you watch television, they're promoting some type of cancer that's supposed to help. It doesn't cure anything.
A drug, yeah.
A drug that it didn't, you know, the drug always got some type of side effects.
Maybe like
one
side
eye
effects
might fall out.
Bleeding of the eyes, wooden nipples.
Bleeding of the eye.
Off, you know what I'm saying?
But do we blame insurance companies, or do we look at ourselves? We got to look at us. We're the ones who vote against ourselves, but they pretty much leverage us against ourselves, man. 24/7. We should, if we always agreed upon that, that means that 4 other people could agree upon it as well. We need universal health care. But when people talk about that, they start talking about you're a socialist, you're a communist, and all this kind of weird stuff. Like you really don't care about yourself.
Like make it look like you're wrong.
I mean, the way I can see that happening is when we talk about universal health care and the health of people in the United States, is maybe we need to start growing our own food.
Correct.
You see what I mean? Everything being organic because it's in the food.
No, there's definitely in the food. That's another vote
I
right
don't
there.
think we should. I don't think we should have to like literally make our own food because look what happened to Japan. We bombed Japan, right? Years ago with Pearl Harbor, we bombed Japan. Now Japan can't even grow their own crops because of what we did to Japan.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like because the chemicals is in the ground, so they can't grow crops. They can't grow lettuce. They can't grow anything because of the ground. Because of the chemicals.
When you say the chemicals is in the ground,
and
if you could take a guess, how many landfills do you think is in the United States? Landfills is where they take our trash and they put it in the ground. And my question is, I don't believe that. Yeah, if you get hit by some type of toxic thing, it might be in the ground, but I don't think it spreads throughout the whole region. You know what I mean?
I think it's just different. Those two things are different, kind of to the degree of fact that when you bomb something, it hits, but it's gonna spread us outward like this.
Around.
Yeah, but it's like when something's in the ground, they try to put like little like liners and stuff like that around those, even though we know those leak out and they still get out, so that it won't get out as far. But my thing on that is that we live in a highly advanced nation. Why should we have to grow our own food? You go out the country, the chemical. I'm not saying we shouldn't have. Can you grow enough food for yourself for a year and you and your family for a whole year?
No, I'm not killing no cow. I'm not killing no pig. I'm not doing that.
Out the country, but let me say this: out the country,
I ain't doing that.
Out the country, they don't allow all the chemicals that we have in our food here. So why shouldn't we just do that? That's the thing. That's how we can counteract having to grow all of our own stuff. Just say, you know what? You can't have high fructose corn syrup. You can't have red 40. You can't have blue dye this and all this the things that they know cause cancer in our food, like which they don't have in third world countries right now. Why couldn't we just do that? That makes sense.
They won't do that because, like I said, a lot of when it comes to health and health care, big pharma is in the pockets of these politicians. So I mean, they're the ones that's donating millions of dollars and pushing millions of dollars into these politics to, promote. So I mean, a lot of countries do got a lot of those red dyes, and that's why a lot of those people over there is in those countries. And she brought up Japan. Me and my wife was talking about it the other day. When have you ever seen an overweight Japan? Anybody that's Japanese? When have you ever seen an overweight person of, the Japanese
or Asian?
You ever watch sumo wrestlers? They're not overweight.
When you see actually the thing,
I think they train themselves to get that big, though. They eat.
I know what you mean, though.
The families send their kids if they can't feed their kids, they send them into like sumo school, and so they can eat. But like usually in some Asian cultures, if you're overweight, it actually shows that you're rich.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but
like, I was raised in Hawaii, and they literally tell you that you look sick when you're skinny. You look healthy and you look good.
That was a part of their culture. That was a part of their cultural thing right there. Like their kings and queens were supposed to be like so big and fat at some point in time. Back in the day, that was a part of their culture. But you go to like Europeans, even like you go to Europe, a lot of them are not as big. This is because we put in so much hormones and things like that in our food. But you know what I mean? Aside from that, like they're catching people in these fires too they're starting the fires. They're starting to catch like people who are actually being arsonists out there, while the fires are going on, they're trying to start new fires. So I'm almost thinking, was this fire originally started by somebody?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably. There's a lot of people try to, a lot of people have done that.
And the guy was running around with the gas can
with a blowtorch in his hand, like
and a gas can.
Yeah, this dude is crazy.
Because he was trying to put the gas in the water. So then the fire would spread more. Wow, that was the reason why he was walking around with the gas cans, because he was putting it in water areas. So like the water would literally be on fire too.
So when the firefighters went to go spray it, it would just make that's crazy.
It would just have the flames go up even more because he don't put gas in the water.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's ridiculous right there. I didn't even think about that. That's actually like a good, not a good thing to do, but like for an arsonist, he's ahead of the game. He's thinking real high level
English.
Yeah, so so obviously he's an immigrant then. Yeah.
Well,
crazy.
we don't know if he's an immigrant because he could have been born and raised in the United States.
He could have been born
it's just
in
that
California.
His parents, but his parents could literally just speak Spanish at home.
But he got to go to school. You got to go to school.
No, not everybody. Really. There's homeschools.
But you got to. I just think that most. You're right. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying most people who live in this country, especially if they're kids of immigrants, they learn to speak English. But so I mean, if he speaks no English at all, to me, if I see him, I'm looking at you speak no English. I'm already thinking that you probably came over here when you wasn't supposed to come over. That's just what I think.
About. Like if you live in a Mexican community, or if you live in like an Asian community, like if you live in Chinatown all your life in San Francisco, you really never have to leave that area. That you just speak whatever you
speak the same language.
You never have to learn English. Like we have to because we go to school, but they can start their own schools, teach their own kids.
But their parents push them to learn English because they understand that that's the thing that they don't have.
Some parents want their kids to assimilate into our society as they, you're supposed to. And some are just like, there's some people that like, they'd be like, hey, my mom's been here for 20 years, never cared to learn English, and she's getting by. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as long as you deal with your own kind of people, I barely speak English.
No, I mean, just to me, this is crazy. I can't believe these people have really come out here and actually just started causing fires for no reason. It just doesn't make sense. I understand why they're doing it now.
We don't know why.
Because some people want to watch it burn, man. It's
nobody
expensive.
knows why.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna find out though, because this is gonna be an expensive fire. This is gonna go on for a while. I think the biggest one is probably not even close to it's not even close to being contained right now. So
no, it's like 75%. Or no, it's like 6%. 6%.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if y'all ready for me to open the trap door. Just
go ahead.
Are you ready?
Open it up.
These fires are set on purpose because, like I was telling you earlier, cuz once it's all said and done, how much you think that land gonna be worth?
Yeah.
For the tycoons to come and rebuild, because we talking about some high end property and high end land now. They come in there and they rebuild.
I think the theory is that Donald Trump and the Republicans paid these people to literally start fires and to cause all this chaos to go around the United States, because what is the one thing that they want to do? They want to call martial law on January 20th. So why not start this stuff while Joe Biden's already
We're not going to do that. We're not going to. This is California.
That's day one.
Hold on, but this is California.
Exactly. What does Donald Trump want to do on day one? He wants to call martial law. And the only way to call martial law is to literally have like a real big tragedy or chaos going around so he can call martial law, and then he could do whatever the hell he wants to do.
So fires in California would be a cause for martial law, is what you're saying?
Have you not seen everything that's happened since January 1st?
No, I was just asking a question. Is the fires in California enough for the president of the United States to cause martial law?
If he can figure out, like they have the one guy, right? He doesn't speak English. He'd be like, yo, these immigrants set this fire. If he can just put that out there and say, hey,
and then technically he can call martial law, because who says that California is going to be the only place that immigrants are going to start fires at?
Yeah, they're going to tell you, like, they're going to burn your crops. They're going to do this. Let
me say this. I'm not saying that I believe that Donald Trump did that. I'm not going to say I agree with that point. I'm not going to say I disagree.
That's a reach.
But let me say this though. What I do know is they've been having groups of they've been reporting on groups of people, like 100 people running up in people's homes and like basically looting their homes and stuff, like an organized group of people looting homes. So if they were to turn around and look at that as like violence, that could be cause for it. I think he already got the button to push for martial law when he comes in. I mean, I won't say martial law. I'll just say some type of state of emergency when he comes in and says that I want all the immigrants out. And people have already voted him in office to do that. He almost don't even have to even have anything else to help him. He had 76 million people just say yes to him to do that. You know what I mean? So he don't even need us to perpetuate the hate that's already in this country. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree.
I talked to this lady I was hanging out with this weekend, and we talked a little politics. Like, who'd you vote for? She was like, I voted for Donald Trump. And I was like, well, why did you vote for Trump? She's like, because I don't believe in the stuff that the LGBT community is doing. I don't like that forcing it on the children. And she said immigrants. And that's the two things that he pushed on everybody. So it was the LGBTQ stuff that they're trying to force on people, and the immigrants. And so that's their main two topics. And so this is
but here's the immigrant situation with that now.
Yeah.
He was pushing it during the election part, right? Mm-hmm. But now they're upset with him because he's okay with H-1B visas, which is the visit, not visiting, but it's like immigration workers come over and do the jobs that the American people that voted for him thought that they were going to get. But they're not going to get because he's going to push H-1B to still be there. So they can only pay $7.50 an hour or $7.25 an hour for the immigration workers to literally do the job that they would have to pay us $40 to $50 to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and let me speak on that note, because that's one of the fields that, as far as my profession, as you guys can see by the title of my name, I drive trucks for a living. So a lot of drivers are a part of that. What is it? The H1B? H1B, when I want to say that correctly. So with that being said, if you really sit down and you think about it, Donald Trump is a businessman. So once he didn't understand the significance of this, but once he caught the wave, he like, okay, maybe there is some usage that can be done that can be beneficial. Hold on.
I'm gonna debunk you real quick. I'm gonna debunk you.
Hold on. I know. I want to. Let me finish.
You got to
finish real quick, because the H1B one, it just sounds like some crazy apocalypto type of, like, it sounds crazy to me. Okay. And what I'm saying is like, cause he turned me up and he kind of enlightened me. Like, this thing has been around for years. But I just now, heard of it. But since, Biden and Kamala was in office, that's when they really started enforcing this.
No. Let me. Okay, it came in. We both looked it up. It came in under George Bush, the first one, 1990. This is when it first came in. This has been the reason why we don't hear about it is because it goes to foreign students. It's mostly used for foreign, people coming in being engineers or scientists. Yeah, those type of things. But the thing of it is, though, in 2016, when Donald Trump was running for office, he said, I have many people who use the H-1B visa working for me. So he had a perfect understanding of this in 2016 when he disagreed with it and said, I think this is the worst thing that's ever happened to American workers. Then he came back again in 2020 and reiterated that same exact point. It was not until his people with the money bags came in and said, we want this, that he changed his mind. When his $250 billion man came in and said it. I mean, what's wrong with it? That means his money, he's run by money, pretty much. I mean, his ideas.
So technically, you have to break it down like this, right? So the H-1B one is for immigrant workers to work at a job. Now, the job company, so like Elon Musk will take Tesla, because Tesla has a lot of H-1B ones. So with that being said, he uses a lot of tech and cyber stuff for the Teslas, right? Mm-hmm. So now you could go to school and you can become a cyber tech, or you can be whatever kind of technical person that he needs at Tesla. Mm-hmm. But you, as an American, he will not hire you because he would have to pay you $40 to $50 an hour. H-1Bs, he has to sponsor them to come over and do that job here in the United States. And he only has to pay them minimum wage, which is only $7.25.
And it can be used as slave labor too, because if they lose their job, which this has been a complaint about it, you got to leave the country. And so he can work them. He can say, I'll just give you salary. I'm not even going to pay you per hour. I'm gonna give you salary, but I'm gonna work you so many overtime hours that it's damn near like you're getting paid minimum wage anyway. So even if they were making as much as an American worker, when their overtime and everything kicks in, you're not making that kind of money.
You're not making no money.
When he went into Twitter, he fired half of the staff, like 56% or 50% of the staff he fired.
Of the American workers.
The ones he kept were the H-1B visas. The reason why.
Can I ask the panel a question when you're finished? I want to ask the panel a question for everyone that's here on the panel. We're talking about the H-1B1 visa with the professions that you guys partake in, whatever that may be. Do the people who, do the people who benefit from it affect you and your pockets in any kind of way?
No, but it does take away jobs from American people that literally paid hundreds and thousands of dollars to go to college to get the degree to actually do that job. That's like you as a truck driver, right? Because you're a truck driver. You had to get a CDL, right? Mm-hmm. To be a truck driver. So technically, let's just make it like a truck driving job. So say that you're a truck driver, you pay to go to school to get your CDL license. And then somebody says, oh, I'm not going to pay you what you're worth because you got your degree here in the United States.
When I could pay somebody from overseas,
when I could pay somebody from overseas,
a third of what you want.
$7.25 an hour.
100% understood.
So technically, that's still hurting your pocket. Due to you still got to pay back that school loans and everything else that you do, what you use to get through college, so you can get that degree, so that you can actually work in that field. But they're taking away those jobs to give it to the H-1B ones because they don't have to pay them that much, and they get to keep the money in their pockets and not pay their workers what they deserve.
So let me give you my perspective on that, because I 100% agree with what you're saying. The reason why I asked the question is because of my profession. The H-1B1 visa has affected my profession. Like, I've seen it firsthand. There's drivers like this. Just for instance, this morning I got a couple of deliveries I delivered, and it was some drivers just standing at the door waiting to be checked in. I walk up to them. I say, "Hey, anybody answering the door?" They just looking at me. They don't understand a word that I'm saying. So to me, that's confusing, because how can a person that don't even understand English, let alone can read it, be allowed and licensed to drive an 80,000-pound truck that's going down the road? So
because
the way
it says where their job was back at home.
Well, the way it affects us as truckers is there's certain rates per mile that certain lanes pay. So when these people get their CDLs, they're willing to run it for cheaper, right?
Exactly.
And it affects us in that way. To get into the politics of it,
they didn't want the H-1B one. That's why the Republicans were literally trying to say they want to erase it.
It's not the Republicans, sweetheart. To get into the politics of it, it fluctuated during the Biden and Kamala administration.
No.
Here's
let's
my
not say it.
Okay,
let's not
say let me finish. Can I please finish my thought, and I will let you guys go ahead and tear me down, because I guess I'm the only one on this panel that voted for Trump.
Yes.
I'm the only one that voted for Trump.
Well, I don't like telling anybody who I usually vote for myself. Last time I
voted for Donald Trump. But here, let me follow me on this and then tell me. So when we talking about the H-1B1, and we talking about the Democrats, we talking about the liberals of the world, COVID, we're going to talk the economics part of it. During COVID, throughout all the money that was pushed into the economy from unemployment, PPP, all these loans, you have to understand the economics of the situation. Let's bring in as many immigrants as possible. Let's drive down the workforce to recoup most of the money that they put into the economy back into their own pockets, at the same time raising taxes and raising rent on the middle class, the blue collar, the white collar.
Okay, question. Who was president during COVID? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Joe Biden.
Oh man.
Nope.
It started when Donald Trump was on his way out, man.
It was the last year.
It was his last year.
It was his last year, but okay. So what I'm saying is, it started with him, but it ended with who?
And guess who got us out of that economic crash?
They got it. Hold on. You said they got us out of it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
how much is gas? How much is gas where you at?
I mean, it's like it's lower than what it was before. But gas. Let me say this real quick.
And the gas has nothing to do with the presidency.
It don't. But a fuel can also be used as an economic weapon. You know what I mean? We all know if you ever watch during presidential runs, depending on who Saudi Arabia and the rest of the OPEC nations really like, they can fluctuate gas prices. They can cut gas prices. You know that Donald Trump during COVID had an opportunity to make our gas prices go lower, and he decided to side with big oil. They were like, hey, man, the oil industry is about to crater because nobody was driving. So they had tankers sitting at the docks. They went to Donald Trump and asked him, hey, can you cut production so that we can help stabilize gas prices and bring them up? What did he do? Cut production. He could have helped and then not cut production and help the American people who needed the help at the time, because we was getting hit during COVID. He decided to side with big oil, the same people who he asked $1 billion from, and said, if you give me $1 billion, I'll make sure that you guys can go and drill and all in the Gulf of Mexico and wherever else you want to drill at. That's footage of that too. They got footage of him saying that to the oil and gas representatives. But I'm not going to leave you on the island by yourself, because I'm gonna side with you on certain things depending on what it is. But I can't side with you on things that don't, you know what I mean, they're just not right. He was a president during the start of COVID, which is when you're dealing with a disease that spreads the way it spreads, that's when you have to stop it. There's no containing something. Once the wildfire is going and raging, there's no containing COVID. He had an opportunity to do so, he didn't do it. That's on him. To me, he's a bad president. He's not a great businessman. We've watched what he's done with his own personal businesses. To call him a businessman and then look at that H-1B as a business move, it's not a good business move for Americans. He said that during his first run at president. And now all of a sudden he has a different mindset. Why? Because it's about him. It's not about us. That's just what my personal opinion on Donald Trump. But, I know you're a Trump guy, But we can't hear you. Can't hear you.
You muted.
I think you muted right now.
Damn, what y'all do to him?
No, he'll be back on in a second.
His thing muted.
Oh, okay.
He'll be back on in a second.
Took him out.
But yeah, so I don't like to just bash Trump about everything, but it's a lot to bash him about. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? He just, to me, he has not done a good job at being president the first time. He didn't do a good job being president the first time. How we look at him the second time and say, that's somebody who we can support to run our country again, because he's angry at immigrants who we need in this country. We need immigrants in this country. You think we're not going to need even more immigrants in this country now that all that work that's about to happen in California?
They're already here. Africa came in. Yeah. Canada came in. Mexico came in. They're working it. The same thing that happened with 9/11. All the little NATO countries, guess what they did? They supported the United States because we got hit on 9/11.
It's a fact, you know what I mean? And you look at like you said, Canada and Mexico, even though we've threatened to basically invade Mexico, put tariffs on both Mexico and Canada. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think we should take them both.
I don't think that's a horrible idea.
No, I'm with it now. Nowadays, I'm with it. Good for expansion.
I'm gonna keep it real. The only one that I feel like we should possibly even really take a look at taking is Greenland. Other than that, I'm like the rest of them, because Greenland is like a sovereign, quasi-sovereign country, and it has a lot of geopolitical, where it's placed at matters. I think in the Arctic, that'd be the only one where I'm like, okay, if you did that one, I wouldn't too much trip about it. But Canada and Mexico, nah, man.
We're gonna need the land. No, think about it, climate change is coming, right? So that's gonna turn into warm areas now. All that tundra that's just uncharted, and people are gonna have to live there. So I mean, it makes more sense to take the colder places because, like I said, climate change is here. All that snow is gonna melt. So
what about the fact that Trump came in? Everyone said he was going to stop all the wars, and now all of a sudden he's a warmongering president. All before he even gets here, what's going on with that? I thought he was the guy who didn't have wars. You know what I mean?
He's gonna do whatever you want. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna tell you whatever I need to tell you to stay out of jail. If I need a place to live, so I don't got to go back, I'm a sweet talk the lady. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear. Hey, the gays are trying to take your kids and cut their dicks off, and the immigrants are stealing your jobs. Right. It's exactly what he told them. And you know, people were there. They're like, "All right, man, we're gonna do that." And then he was like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I'm gonna make sure we aren't gonna tax your overtime because you're never gonna get paid for it."
Who are we talking about here?
He's talking about Trump. I mean, this is what he said. He said basically that Trump.
What it sounds like to me, what it sounds like to me when it comes to the conversation, when you have these conversations with people that's just 100% gun ho liberal. Like I was expressing to I was expressing to my cousin, man. Listen, I'm not a Republican.
Oh yeah, you're a Republican.
I'm a person that has views and put things into perspective that I can control as far as judgment what's best for my family. Because there's nothing more outside of that I can really control. I say that to say this. I was waiting for D Mac. I don't know how to pull it up. I want to talk about this. Did you guys see the footage of Donald Trump and Barack Obama just laughing it up at the president's funeral? Wasn't Obama just saying that this man was Nazi? What other names did Obama call Trump?
Everything under the sun that he's supposed to call
everything under the sun, and you sit. Hold on, D-Mac, show me how to roll the footage. We got to roll the footage.
I'm gonna get him when he come back on. We're gonna have him roll the footage, but I'm gonna say
we'll have to roll the footage, man.
I'm gonna say something.
I mean, because
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
No. I'm just saying. Like, how do you feel about that? I mean, how can you call this man everything under the sun?
I don't feel no way.
Chopping it up with him.
It's called politics. You know what I mean? I honestly believe they feel that way about him. They feel that, I mean, if you really look at how everyone else reacted to him, not one of the other presidents shook his hand, acknowledged him. The only one that even looked back at him was Kamala. And the way she looked at him was like, you know how that looked.
Did they talk to Kamala?
She walked in and sat down. She walked in and she sat down in a row ahead of them. She didn't turn around and talk to them. But they
why didn't Obama greet his sister?
He looked at her.
Why didn't Obama stand up and shake that woman's hand and greet his sister like he did everything? He shook George Bush's hand.
No, I don't think he did. George Bush passed by. George Bush tapped him on the stomach. They didn't even necessarily greet each other. He didn't greet Hillary and Bill when they came in. But I'm sitting right next to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is talking Barack Obama's ear off. You see it. You see, he don't. Nobody. He's fascinated.
He's fascinated with Obama, but
because Obama, people respect him and he's intelligent. That's the difference. I mean, Trump knows that he's not the smartest person in the world. He's looking at this black man who he has to respect. He look at this black man like, oh man, like people really genuinely love you. They only love the fact that I hate. That's the coldest part about it. They can love the fact of who Obama is and only love the fact that Trump hates the same people that they hate. That's the coldest part about that right there. Now, me personally, I look at that as that's like two men being cordial. It'd be different if I'm in politics. What I'm gonna do? Fight you? What, they gonna stand up and get down? You know what I mean? Or are you gonna be cordial with that person? Have a conversation with them because you're sitting next to him. You know. But we saw who was doing most of the yapping. It was mostly Trump, in my personal opinion. You know. Okay. Yeah. I got you. You good. But yeah, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my theory about that. I just felt like, mostly I felt like Trump really needed someone to talk to and make himself feel like he was a part of the group because they know who he is. He's not a part of this group. Trump,
so he was just free. So my question to you is if a person that you dislike sits next to you, you just, I mean, out of respect, you just go, okay, D-Mac with the bands, with the bands, racks on racks on rack. Hey, listen.
If a person sitting next,
that's the kind of effect.
This is how I'm about to look after it.
When Donald Trump is in office, man.
For real, as soon as I round up enough migrants, bro, I'm like,
hey, more money in your pocket. Hey, what the
no, it's fake money. I want everybody to know it's fake money. I bought it off Amazon. Looking, it's fake money.
Oh, okay. It looked good.
It do though.
It do kind of got a shine to it. You got to directly in the light.
Yeah.
You know what you got to do? You got to wash it and then put it in a dry so you get that. You know.
I'm gonna do it if I'm ever getting real. I'm gonna go shoplift at the store, and then when they try to chase me, I'm gonna throw it up in the air, and everybody's gonna stop.
Hey, listen, cuz I'm gonna tell you like this. So if a person sat next to me that I didn't like, but the positions matter. You know what I mean? What positions that I'm in life? These are two former presidents. The world is watching. So am I gonna sit here and just because I feel like your politics are wrong and I feel like you sold out the country doesn't mean I'm not gonna be cordial with you.
Nah,
that's just part of what it is.
There's literally a clip. There's literally a clip though that when Kamala came in, Barack started the conversation. Barack whispered something to Trump. Kamala thought he was talking to her. She turns around to react, and once she realized that he wasn't talking to her and he was talking to Trump, she looked pissed.
I think because she couldn't believe she was seeing him. I think I don't know if she could even hear, but I think she just looking at him. She's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even deal with this.
As bad as he talked about her. I mean, like, just like the Clintons, bro. Why would they talk to him? Why would George Bush talk to him? Like, they're like, George Bush was like, where Michelle at? I don't want to see you.
Michelle didn't even come. Michelle didn't even show up.
He lets people call Michelle a man.
Michelle was in Hawaii on purpose. because they already knew the seating arrangements.
I'm not dealing with y'all. She's like, I'm not dealing with them. I'm not sitting next to. She just wasn't doing it. Barack had to go. He was like, I gotta be here. He gotta go be who he's supposed to go be.
So y'all get so y'all hold on. Let me ask this, and I'm about to ruffle a feather. Y'all giving this black woman a pass
over what? To not be there? To not be at the presidential thing?
Let's talk about it. Let's say Michelle Obama was the very first black female president.
Oh, then she'd
have to be different. Then she'd have to be there.
No. We're not gonna do that. Let me give you a scenario.
Go ahead.
And then if Barack Obama wasn't sitting next to his wife in a situation, they would have ate him down. Like, why ain't you there with your wife?
I agree.
I can care less than sitting arrangements.
We'd be in a whole different. Michelle Obama was the first black president, and her husband was a Barack. He'd just be cool. They'd be like, yeah, he'd just be the guy that just be playing basketball. So nobody cared if Barack was there. They'd be upset if a president wasn't there. Like all the past presidents that were alive, they're still alive. They showed up. If their wives didn't, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like the media is just trying to make a situation. But I don't care if Michelle showed up or not. I don't care. I didn't know George Bush was bringing his wife.
I think that mattered that Michelle did that she showed. I think that was like a signal. That was like a sign that said something that spoke volumes. If Laura Bush didn't show up, I mean, me personally, I feel like Barack had to go sit down there by himself and like explain away the reason why his wife wasn't there. I bet you he had that.
No, that's a whole tan suit thing again. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that's not it's not a. When you're sitting somewhere and if you go somewhere, say you go out with your family somewhere and one of your kids ain't there, people are like, so where's your kid at? They're gonna ask the question. So you got to sit there and tell them whatever is going on to say the kid didn't something happened. He ran or something. You know what I mean? You got to explain it one way or another. And that's her husband.
The fact that she left her husband looking like the only fly in a bowl of milk was crazy. She should have been there. She should have been in there backstroking with her husband in the milk.
I say I'm a raisin in a bag of marshmallows. That's how I be feeling.
Hey, okay, raisins in the bag. Hey, how do you see it? I do like that concept because the marshmallows are more comfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, but the alcohol starts flowing. I get what you say. I don't. People took that whole entire thing and they ran with it as far as them talking. But we act like during inaugurations, presidents show up to inaugurations as well. Do you think that he's not going to have to talk to him or shake his hand there or do for this is all a part of the trans? I bet you. Let's make another scenario. Say that Kamala had won the presidency instead of Donald Trump.
He ain't showing up.
Do you think that Donald Trump is going to show up or even give anyone any kind of pleasantries? You know, if he did come,
no, he's not showing up, bro. He'd be like he would have already started the Civil War. They tried to steal it again. They did this. They did that. He would have went ape shit
off top. You know what I mean? Everybody know that. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that Trump is not going to, he's not going to have any kind of like, civility in anything that he does. I mean, it's luckily we had somebody. I'm not going to say I love everything Barack stands for because I don't. There's a lot of stuff that he did that I don't agree with, but he had enough civility to speak to the dude, which was good.
He had to sit right next to him when you gonna ignore him like
the whole time, does not act like he ain't there. I mean,
there's probably you see the people putting the voiceovers. He's like, he's like, you think you bigger than 4 inches? He's like, I know I'm bigger than 4 inches.
This is crazy, brother. What is we talk about right now?
That's what the voiceovers they was doing and stuff. Did you see JD Vance come out today? And he said that he was like, yeah, we're not going to do blanket pardons for everybody on January 6th that was arrested for that. He's like, if you committed violence, you're probably going to have to stay in jail, but everyone else is going to get out.
I think that he's speaking for himself. I think JD Vance is speaking.
Did y'all see that he's not going to his own inauguration? Just putting that out there.
JD Vance isn't?
Nope. He said that he's going to the Ohio State national football game instead of going to his own inauguration.
Damn.
I'm going to put that out there.
Who said that?
JD Vance.
JD Vance.
He said he's going. Oh, he said he's going to the
football game.
He said that instead of going to go to his first day of work as a vice president of the United States, that he's going to go to the Ohio State national football game instead. He's not going to be
what's your point? What's your point in bringing that up? Because I probably would have did the same thing.
If you was vice president, I'm gonna show up, bro.
That's your first day of work.
That's your first day of work.
That's like
guess what though?
I'm not coming because of the
that's his. I think that's his leap into faith to stand on his 10 because he's gonna be the next president.
We would be fired if we decided on our first day of work that we're not coming because we're going to a national football game instead.
But I mean, your boss got 34 felonies. Like he ain't tripping. Like, who cares if you should? He got 34 felonies. Like,
I mean, how I look at it like this: JD Vance is not really a politician anyway. In reality, he's somebody who was propped up by a billionaire. This dude wrote a book, and that was his whole entire purpose of it. His whole entire leap into politics came from a book he wrote that had a bunch of lies in them that we all know about the lies. But he flipped Ohio to believe that he was somebody who he wasn't. You know what I mean? He changed his whole point of view to now fit in with MAGA, which he don't fit in with. You guys, I'm asking you, since you MAGA, you know what I mean?
Who's MAGA?
I mean, you voted for Donald Trump, so you must be black.
I know.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Here's my stand on it, and I want to stand on it. You know what's the saying? What's the youngest say? I'm standing on business, so I'm gonna stand on business.
Standing on business.
When it came down to the vote, I don't vote off of emotions.
Okay.
I've graduated from that a long time ago. I feel saddened that people in my community that look like me continuously allows the narrative to be pushed on them about certain things to get a vote out of you.
Exactly.
So that's the reason why I went against the whole Democrat movement, because I voted Democrat my whole life, but it wasn't because I really 100% understood why I should be doing that. It was because I was told. Yeah. So once I start digging in, because you said it before, I'm a truck driver now. I run my own business.
Yes, sir.
So I'm on a different tax bracket. You see what I'm saying? I'm in a different tax bracket. So when I look at it from that perspective, when it comes to, because at the end of the day, let's just be honest, in this country that we live in, we can say, people say the United States is the best country in the world. That is BS. The United States is the best country for opportunity in the world, but I wouldn't say it's the best country in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on. We see, like y'all speaking yesterday about the racist crap that we got to deal with. I mean, it's just a lot of things going on around here that
I think America's
just a whole.
Go ahead. I think America's the best corporation in the world.
You can say that too.
Because everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. It's all about the money. So when we sit up here on these panels and we argue amongst each other about politics that we have zero effect over, that's what I feel like they want us to do.
But that's how change comes about, because somebody has to be like, yo, I'm tired of this. Let me figure out a way to change it. Because, I mean, we can all sit online all day, complain and argue. But if somebody's like, hey, now I want to go get some sponsorships. Now I want to run for city council. Now I want to have this job where I'm controlling the money in my city. It takes a small step. It takes one person to be like, I'm tired of this shit, and to actually do something about it for us to change it. And right now it's going to have to get locally, because, I mean, think about it. They're taking all the social medias. They're like, look, we're not even going to fact check nothing, because they know what's coming. They know they can't fact check.
Do you think they're going to really shut down TikTok?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's moving over to Lemonade. I mean, it could happen.
They have another one too called like Fan Base too. I think that one's black owned, called Fan Base or something like that. People are starting to move over to that one as well. But I mean, I hope they don't shut down TikTok, because that's pretty much anti. I mean, who's the person who brought this into fruition? The person who started this whole entire movement to shut down TikTok was Donald Trump.
He don't want that. That's gonna make it look bad. That's why Meta was like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll get rid of the fact checkers, because he's gonna be up there lying like he's doing last time.
Well, TikTok don't really do a lot of fact checking, man. It's wide open.
No, but you can't. I mean, there's certain things like we post certain things on there. They'll go on there and be like, hey, this content is not for them. You have to explain why. Or certain hashtags you use, you can't use them. Like if you use ISIS as a hashtag, like when that guy who had the ISIS flag attacked, down what was that? In
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah. So I used ISIS as a hashtag. We couldn't use that. You know what I mean? So there is some, but you can talk with them. Those other ones, it's a wrap. There's no explaining. There's no talking. There's no conversation you can have. So what did you think about? I mean, even if we to kind of, even not to get off the subject, but what did you think about that? What about those attacks that occurred on New Year's Eve? Do you feel like those were a part of, like my said, were those like a part of this whole entire movement towards authoritarianism, like that we're kind of taking, that Trump's kind of taking? Do you think?
I never heard her take it. Is she? Could you?
Well, basically, she said that what she was talking about.
They're causing mass chaos around the United States. Hey, we're having ISIS attacks. We're having wildfires set by migrants. You know what I'm saying? They're saying Jewish space lasers and stuff. They're going to say we have too much stuff going on. We need to just, declare martial law, state of emergency, send the military in, round up all these people.
Okay, so are you guys saying that you believe that it's intentional?
And I'm just asking, what do you think?
The California fires are most likely. I'll say they probably are intentional.
Yeah. I think the fires is intentional because, like I was telling Cuz,
I think they're political though.
How come there wasn't any water inside the hydrants?
Well, she gave a reason. Hold on, you gotta unmute yourself.
They ran out of water.
Yeah, they ran out of it.
The tanks only hold so much water. The fires are so big, so they already used all the water in the tank. So
she
now
said
the planes have to fly over to the coast.
She said that was an area that wasn't normally.
Well, correct me. I heard there was a dam somewhere nearby that they could have opened.
A reservoir.
That would have. It was a reservoir they could have opened. They could have opened to utilize the water, but they decided not to. That was a political.
No, remember.
But also, the guy that they arrested was walking around with gas tanks, like gas cans, and he was putting it in water.
Oh, he was putting what?
So they have to go to the beach to literally go get water to try to contain the fires.
Oh, and then also,
because the fire hydrants already ran out of water, and then they have to go all the way to the beach to get water to take it back to Hollywood, LA area, so they can let me ask the panel on the outside and work it in.
Let me ask the panel a question. So we talking about the terrorist attack in Louisiana, the fire. So they creating this narrative that we're gonna start a whole bunch of ruckus for an agenda.
Well, technically, the Louisiana and the Vegas situation, they're technically combined. But the guy that literally did the Vegas, he wrote a memoir. And in the memoir, he literally is technically stating that because Elon Musk and Donald Trump are technically deciding that they want to take $2 billion away from veterans, and they're both veterans. One of them, the one in Vegas, was literally an active duty member. So if you want to take away $2 billion from veterans, they literally are stating that we see what you guys are doing.
In a Tesla truck
in front and to Donald Trump
in front of Trump Towers in a Tesla truck.
And this
dude was a staunch Trump supporter. The one dude in Vegas was a staunch Trump supporter.
That's Trump's fault. That's Trump's fault.
No, not blaming him. What I'm saying is, I think my personal opinion of that was, I was thinking that when all that when he saw that Elon Musk came out and said, you guys are a bunch of, retards, excuse my language, subtards, idiots, brain dead, brainless. You can't do these jobs. Go blank yourself in the face. All kinds of stuff that he said to Trump supporters, which he did. And then Trump came out and backed him anyways over his own people. I thought that's when dude in the Tesla truck was like, man, you know what? I see that they are only here for the money. They duped us to believe that they care about the people when they really only doing what every other Republican has done since Republicans have been in office since let's say since Reagan.
Their pockets up.
Stock the pockets up. Take from the people. Tell you guys what you want to hear.
But my thing is y'all cannot discern and discriminate that only the Republicans do that. The Democrats do it as well.
But
they all do.
They all do it. That's always been my argument.
But they all do it. But the way that they run it is there's different ways that how they do it.
Look at the policies.
The Democrats, I'm saying, like the Democrats, I'm not saying that they're safe. I'm not saying that. Hold on. They do stuff to literally help the American people at the same time.
Absolutely.
It's not that they're just literally trying to make us be poverty, and so they look like the rich white folks that are walking around with extra big pockets to the point where Elon Musk is almost a trillionaire. No one's ever gotten close to being a trillionaire.
He made like $100 and something billion in like since the election to like now. He made like almost $150 billion from that time in that short period of time.
I was talking to Cuz, right? By the end of this year, mark my word.
Yeah.
By the end of this year, Donald Trump is going to fire.
You can't fire the money.
We got to start getting some animations here. He's going to fire Elon Musk. Elon Musk is out.
Elon's going to be gone before the end of the year. Look,
do you know?
Gannon is on him right now. He's
let me for whatever he needed him for. He's going to get him out of here.
Elon lives in Trump's backyard right now. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. He's renting out a $2,000 a night. He written out a $2,000. I bet you he ain't even written it out. This is just money that he's probably kicking back. He's probably not paying for. It's probably part of his $250 $50 million deal that he got. Why do I sit on your hip?
Donald Trump can't leave Elon Musk high and dry. Elon Musk paid $205 billion for this election for him to become president. He literally is running Donald Trump.
Trust me.
Because Elon Musk cannot become president of the United States because he's a South African.
Donald Trump
is playing coy right now.
Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump has
okay.
He's playing coy right now. Wait till he get in there, right? He don't care. As soon as he gets in there and he's our king, watch his attitude's gonna change. That's why
Trump cares about the money. Period. So the money he's sticking around where the money is. The people with the money, that's who he's going to stick by. Why do you think that Elon is in his hip pocket? If you owe me money, that kind of money, I'm in your hip pocket every day. Where you going? Oh, okay. When you gonna be back? Oh, okay.
No. The reason why Elon Musk is in Donald Trump's pocket is because the United States wouldn't allow certain things. And don't quote me on this. There was a lot of things that Elon Musk was trying to do when it came to like SpaceX and stuff like that the government wasn't having it. So he figured, let me get in the pocket of a businessman to see if he could push the narrative for me. But one thing he failed to realize that the only color that Donald Trump sees is green.
Hey, listen.
Thank you for your
G-Mac. You got the clip on Steve Bannon.
Make it rain.
You got the clip on Steve
Bannon.
Bannon.
Actually came out early. He came out a couple days ago, and he was like, "I'm going to get Elon Musk out of here." He's like, "That guy's dangerous."
Who said that?
Steve Bannon. But listen. Steve Bannon also said that Elon Musk he's basically broke. Not saying that he is broke, but all of his money is wrapped up. Let me finish. All of his money is wrapped up in government contracts. Do you know that during COVID, he had to come to the American government and ask for money to bail his company out because his company was going. No. Trump gave it to him. He groveled. I remember Trump was like, "You would have gotten on your knees if I told you to."
Who owns who now, then?
I mean, but look, he gave him the money. He's no longer. So what he did after our government stopped giving him money under Biden and them, he went to China, and so now they made some really big batteries or some battery manufacturing plants over there. So Bannon said, "Man, all your money right now, your whole net worth is wrapped up in battery plants over in China." Why do you think they tried to get President Xi to come over to the inauguration when we just was having problems with Xi? I just talked to you about this too. We're having all these problems with Xi. We're putting tariffs on him, but now all of a sudden we want him to be our best friend. No, it's because Elon wants him to be his best friend. Elon runs him. That's why he's trying to go over and do the same exact thing over in England right now. Over in so right now he's trying to get rid of their president as well and trying to switch him over to
Germany just came out and they said they're probably going to get rid of X because he's over there messing with their election.
So it's not about man, listen. Trump understands where the money is. He don't care. That's why now you got Meta over here giving him money, getting rid of their fact checking, saying that now they can say people who are LGBTQ have mental illness. You can go online and say people who are gay are mentally ill, which is crazy to me that you are allowing that on your platform because now you feel like, okay, money runs the country again outwardly, not like it didn't always run the country, but not outwardly like this. They had to when you can sit up there and say, okay, I want Bezos on a panel, a Zuckerberg and whatever else. I can get a congressional panel and put you in front of all these people from Congress and berate you about what you're doing. They were afraid of that. They didn't like that. But now they know that they run the show. Elon came out and said, man, it's our game. It's our time now. Don't even trip. I got you.
And did you see the RFK for Department of Health, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what he literally said on national TV in front of everybody? He said that when he was in college, he has ADHD, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He has ADHD. But the way he made it through college is that he used heroin. My daughter is 17, about to be 18, about to go to college. Mm-hmm. And Department of Health is technically telling college students, just use heroin. It will help you get through college.
I mean, this is the kind of that rhetoric right there is enough. There's some things that dude says, or he talks about when he's speaking about like the red 40s and all that stuff. That matters, but a lot of other things that he talks about, he's way off base. He's crazy.
Can I? Hey, D-Mac, I want to pivot real quick if you don't mind. I was just looking at something. If you can look this up, I'm looking at something.
Let me move my money out the way.
It's stating that.
Hold on. I got to put the stack over here.
It's stating that the California Insurance Commissioner has issued a 1-year moratorium on insurance. What is that about?
No, that's what I said earlier when they were like, you can't cancel. There's no more canceling your policies, because you know how insurance companies can cancel you right now for whatever they want to cancel you for. That's you know what I mean. So that what they're saying is there's not going to be any of that going on for 1 year. I can't wait until they come in and gross. You know what I'm saying? Actually say, you know what? Any of you companies that went over here and cancel policies, get out of our state. California, that's like 50 something. What is that?
Well, you know, so what does that mean though? What does that mean? Is they giving them a break or something?
No, they're saying you cannot issue anymore. You can't cancel
so that
anymore.
Insurance company's not in California no more. So they can't technically just be like, oh, we had your home insurance. You were paying us for home insurance, but guess what? Now there's a national disaster, so we're gonna cancel you.
Yeah, they can't cancel any more insurance policies for 1 year in those areas that are being affected by fires.
Well, you know, Cal, what they were doing before, because my cousin lives down there, they weren't insuring people from it was like between the summertime. They wouldn't give people new insurance policies because of this. But the insurance companies, they look at the graphics of everything. They're like, okay, it's dry in this area. You know what I'm saying? There's no water here. They're looking and they're like, okay, these storms are hitting there. So they have to, I mean, we can knock the insurance companies, but they're just telling everybody what's going on already. They're like, look, where you live at is not going to be habitable anymore. So that's over with. You either need to move or you need to have enough money to insure your own place.
But they're still insuring people in those areas, but they're just saying, we're not going to insure you for this. Nah, man, you can't. There's no cherry picking going on here. Either you're in or you out.
You're choosing California about the insurances, but did y'all ever look at the Florida insurance that pulled out of Florida?
Exactly. I mean, you know, and I told you before, I got places that I own that are in Ohio. You know what I mean? And so, and they made my insurance policy went up by 50% for no reason. And Ohio's like I just saw like a little display, like the place where we from, you know, where me and my cousin from in Ohio, Summit in that county. Is like the lowest area for any kind of natural disasters at all. It's like the number one lowest areas. They're not going to have any kind of natural disasters at all. But my policy went up 50%. I didn't put in any claims, nothing. But it's still. I want
to throw every opportunity that I get. I got to throw my curveballs. Insurance start to go up during the Biden and Kamala administration.
Well, everything it had to go up. I mean, you have to look at it like this: when you work in insurance, or if you deal with insurance, right? What else went up? Okay,
gotta throw that curveball every once in a while.
So what went up before insurance? Right? The cost of lumber, the cost of carport, the cost of your vehicle, the cost to buy your home. Everything else went up, right? So why do people think you're still going to pay $50 for insurance? Because if you want them to be able to fill your claim, they have to pay these mechanics that have to make more. They have to pay for these parts that cost more. They have to pay for this lumber that costs more. So yeah, your insurance goes up. It's going to double. You know what I'm saying? It's going to keep going
up. 1 year. In 1 year, though, go up 50% in 1 year. And what did you do with the rest of the money I gave you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. I didn't get to see any of that money. I didn't get to
how much you Imagine this: your car, the side of your car.
They use it to fund Kamala's presidential run.
Let's see this: you pay $120 a month for car insurance. Let's just say you paid $120.
So who funded Donald Trump's presidential run?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk. 250 billion. I mean, 250 million.
You just said it. Elon Musk.
But I'm saying, who do you think owns him? The side of your car gets hit, right? Your insurance. Say your insurance is $90 a month. You've been paying on it for 2 years, right? So let's do some math. $90. Let me get my calculator out on my phone.
Just go ahead and say you in insurance without saying you in insurance, man.
Whatever. 90 times 24. That's $2,160. Somebody hits the side of your car, right? Now you got to get 2 new doors and you got to get a paint job. How much do you think that costs?
Okay, so how long I have my insurance policy for? How long I have my insurance policy for?
So you had it for 2 years. Okay. So now you got to get the side of your car fixed, right? It's $4,000. Plus, just to fix the whole car, right? So the insurance company just lost money on you.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
One person.
No, they didn't.
One person. They didn't. Okay, you're right.
They didn't lose money. Let me break that down for you.
Go ahead.
Because that $4,000 that we talking about, let's just break that down for you. They upcharging you on the parts, and they're overcharging you on the labor. So if we was to really break it down, it's probably only worth the $2,000 or maybe less.
Okay, now here's my next question. Here's my next question for Mr. Trump guy. So if Donald Trump does get into office and he raises the tariffs, how much do you think that you're going to be paying for parts and to get your car fixed? Because now you have to pay extra more because you have a tariff that went up 25% on that part that came from another country, right? So how much do you think you're going to be paying for that to be done?
Okay. That's a beautiful question. I first want to start off by correcting you. It ain't if he get into office, it's when he gets into office. Because he gonna be the next president of the United States, man. 2024, Donald Trump.
Do you have your phone next to you?
We came through. We came through.
Do you have your phone next to you?
I do, ma'am.
Look up Executive Order 13848. And don't worry about it. I'll wait till you're done reading it.
138.
Can you enlighten me what it says? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna. I'm not too.
Because
I'm not
your
too
president is the one that put that executive order into play in 2018 over the 2020 election.
Okay. And what does
right?
that? How does
Executive
that
Order 13848, issued by President Donald Trump September 12, 2018, declares a national emergency to address the threat of foreign interference in United States elections. The order established a protocol for applying sanctions to those who conduct cyber attacks against the election system or engage in disinformation. It also requires the intelligence community or the federal agencies to assess foreign interference after every U.S. election and respond accordingly.
Now, DMAC, look up what the Department of Treasury put out on December 31st, 2024.
Department.
You putting together a whole case right here. You know what I mean? You're a prosecutor right now. You just got a whole case you putting together.
Kamala Harris has been in my back pocket for the last 4 years. You had to learn some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
She been in your back pocket. She owe you some money because she's showing debt.
She's the VP, right? She's the vice president. She's been in our back pocket for the last 4 years. Look,
it says Treasury sanctions entities
on New Year's Eve, 2024.
Yeah, I've seen the Treasury sanctions entities in Iran and Russia that attempted to interfere in the U.S. 2024 election. That's a lot of reading. Let me see. I can't.
It said what now? Can you repeat that?
It said Treasury sanctions entities in Iran and Russia that attempted to interfere in the U.S. 2024 election.
That's facts.
What is that? What is that? So what's the point for that?
No, basically,
so technically, Executive Order 13848 is literally in play as we speak right now. Why do you think Donald Trump wants to hold a victory rally on January 19th? It's not just so he can be like, oh, I'm going to be president tomorrow. Executive Order 13848 is what he put in play. He knows the deadlines and when everything needs to be turned in. That's why he's holding a rally on January 19, 2025, the day before the inauguration, is because 13848 is in play because Mr. Joe Biden extended that order that Mr. Donald Trump put into play in 2018 in September of 2024.
How does that affect me and you?
It doesn't affect us at all. It affects Donald Trump and Elon Musk. That's why Russia and Iran were literally just sanctioned by the Department of Treasury because of their interference with the 2024 election.
Do you feel that's going to stop him from being president?
Did you get my point though? What does that negatively or positively?
What they're saying? What
I'm saying is, if he gets into office, that's why I keep saying if, because guess what? Executive Order 13848 can literally stop Donald Trump from getting into office because it could disqualify him for having the office. That's why y'all need to read legal paperwork and Google.
It could disqualify him because of what happened.
Because they're saying that there's government interference in the election. There's foreign interference in the election.
Foreign government interference.
It's been foreign government interference in elections dating back to as far as you want to look.
Yeah, Israel's
the outside countries have always had some type of influence on who we choose for a president. Here's the thing about the situation, and because you know how I am, right? When I'm different, right? I stopped following trends back in '99. So the whole thought about voting
this isn't a trend.
Trump,
this is real life. This is justice.
No.
Don't worry about it. We'll wait.
No. When I say trend, what I'm saying is because we can even pivot back to what we was talking about as far as coming together. I asked my cousin this the other day. I said, what if all the Black community came together again and try to create another Black Wall Street? Do you think that we could effectively do that in today's time as opposed to how they did it back then? Because the life as we know it today is different. And the thing of the matter is that the issue that I have is that everybody judges you based off of your opinion. Like I have a right to my own opinion, regardless of if you like it or not. But that doesn't make me any less more or, catapult me over any other person. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that we going back and forth with Donald Trump and the people was tired of the low wages, the inflation. That's the reason why the liberals are out of there, in my opinion. People were just fed up with that. So the things that they doing in that back office to align themselves as far as with the money in their pocket, I feel that it overall, it don't negatively affect me.
This, like, let me say this, I'm going to cut you off at all. I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like this was a more of a hate-filled election than it was an election based off of people really looking at what the economic situation really is. I think we're all being affected by how much food costs. I think everybody is. When you really look at that's cost a lot of. It's been breaking a lot of people's pockets. Have to pay for their groceries. On top of that, fuel. I mean, gas was high for a while as well too. But I think most of this election was based off of immigrants and based off of the LGBTQ community and people, what their perception of what that was. That's why, like I said, I would never vote for Gavin Newsom to run if he ran for president. I don't care how well he handles. I just never would vote for him because of some of the things that he did when it came to that community and it came to kids and things of that nature. I didn't agree with that. I agree. I think that parents should always have a say so in what goes on with their kid. Period. It shouldn't be schools over top of a parent, or they shouldn't be able to make a decision on your kid without your say so, without your knowledge. Period. And so that's how I look at it. But I think it was mostly due to the fact that people were angry about immigrants. I heard people in my own family, people are mad about immigrants, and people I didn't think that that was an issue to them. But I'm like, how are immigrants directly affecting?
I'm one of them. I'll be honest with you, bro. I can't say I'm a person that love everybody, but I'm not going to span this just over the past 4 years because the Democrats was in office. I just want to say over the past 2 to 3 years, I've seen an influx. Again, I drive trucks for a living. Understand, I pick up freight and deliver freight across the country. Literally, every place that I go to is you see minivans of Mexicans getting out working, bro. Now, do I have a problem with that? No. Because one thing about an immigrant and Mexican, they gonna get the work done because they have different morals than we have. You see what I mean? They take pride in their work and they take pride in making sure that their family are taken care of. But to go across the country and just see all Mexicans and knowing that these people hire them so they don't have to pay as much and put more money in their pocket is disturbing sometimes.
Okay, so that means that you are technically against me, my damn self.
What do you mean?
Because yes, I look like a Black American, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I'm
a Bahamian. I'm from the Bahamas. We immigrated to the United States when I was a baby.
Oh, okay.
So I've literally been raised in the United States, but I was not born here. I didn't get here till I was almost 1.
Okay.
From the Bahamas. And technically, we kind of lied because we came on visitor visas.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that on the live. We want you to be here.
No. Are they about
to crash the page?
We never overstayed our visits. We never said all of our visits.
Elon did the same thing. You don't even worry about it.
Elon Musk is different is because he said that he came over to the United States as a student on a student visa, and he never became a student.
Exactly. He shouldn't even be
here.
So
there's a difference.
He's an illegal.
I came on a visitor's visa, but then my mom got married on one of the trips.
He gotta go. let him be the first deportee
for real. For real. That'd be hilarious if Donald Trump deported him.
That'd be hilarious. And you know what? Donald Trump, he has the kahunas to do it too.
Yeah, he do. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I'd have got on board with it. I'm like, look, he gonna do what he's gonna do, and
I really believe this. Matt, you really believe that Donald Trump? I mean, this dude runs. You see who runs the country.
Yes. Right? The last dude that was in the FBI or whatever, he was the FBI leader. He was supposed to. Donald Trump fired him so homeboy couldn't get his pension and shit. Like petty.
It's Comey, but Comey had a whole report against him.
There's Comey, and I think there was somebody under him.
It wasn't Mueller. It wasn't.
He fired somebody, bro, and he was like, he fired him, and he fired him right at the point where he couldn't get it because he had worked there for so long. He couldn't get any.
He can't fire Elon. Elon is the money bags. But man, we got to remember he's the money bags. The next time Donald Trump wants to do
there's no firing of Elon because he doesn't have a job. He literally tells Donald Trump what he wants done, and guess what Donald Trump does? He backs him up and does whatever Elon Musk does.
Donald Trump can go tell Kash Patel, hey, Kash Patel, put some funky crime on Elon so we can take it. Say he's selling drugs or something. Now we can take all his money, all his businesses.
Hey, you know what?
He can do whatever he wants.
Let me just say this:
the French don't do it first.
You know, Elon control or Brazil, because everyone they're attacking him because they know who he is. But let's just say this: Elon controls media right now. We all seen what he did with this election, how he understand the value of bots, how to control like people's opinion. Social media controls public opinion. Elon Musk right now pretty much controls social media, not just because of X, but because he has control of the regulation. You know what I mean? So right now, why you think that Mark Zuckerberg and everybody's coming over kissing the rings? They understand that they don't want to be under the gun when it's time for Donald Trump to get in office. So they're all coming over. Oh man, we don't want these. We didn't want to do fact checking, none of this stuff, man. We want to do whatever you want us to do, Trump.
Because Trump don't they don't want to get fucking sunned by him. Think about it. Look, he's God now. He's the American God now.
That's crazy that you just said that, because did you just see D Mac just took a selfie and posted it on X? He just took a selfie so he can post it on X. That's crazy, D Mac.
I don't post on X like that. I'm on there. I'm on there for elite behaviors. I'm on there for the news and what I can find. Women on there. I'm trying to support independent business owners.
That was crazy work. Did you see him? Because he took the selfie.
Yeah, I seen it
for the X. Yeah, I like that, man. D Mac, we're gonna have to exchange numbers, man. Wesley, you're gonna have to give me my number, man.
I got you.
So I could get both perspectives.
We got to get this panel back together again. I don't know what you guys got going on, like either next Sunday or something. I really enjoy this panel. I think this is a great panel right here. Everybody came.
I'm there Sunday.
All right.
You let me know. Just send me the link. I got it.
Because there's a lot of big facts going on in here. And that's what I like the most. You know what I mean? We got to get somebody in here, another Trump supporter, so that you're not on the island by yourself.
Yeah, I feel bad.
I can't help it. I don't like Trump.
I have to clarify this. I have to clarify this. When you say supporter.
Oh, man. You are a Trump supporter. Because
I voted how I wanted to vote.
Yeah. We don't have
you voted. Do you have any? Is your mom still alive?
No.
Is your grandma alive?
Yeah.
Do you have a sister?
I do.
Yep, he got sisters.
So technically, you voted against their rights because he wants to do. No. Listen, let me finish because I let you finish all your other little statements. You technically voted against women's rights because he wants to do a mass abortion ban. He wants to take it back to 1864. You can look it up yourself, where they have a contraceptive ban.
I can go get my wife. She can have that debate with you because she's a woman. She's a woman. She's a woman, and she can have that debate with you now.
See, this is why you are a Trump supporter. Can we mute him so I can finish what I have to say?
No.
I'm not even finished. Because Donald Trump literally said this during his election run, is that he wants a mass abortion ban, plus it's going to have the contraceptive ban, because it's the law from 1864 was a contraceptive ban with the abortion ban. Don't worry about it. I read my books. Then secondly, he wants to make it that technically you in the household as a man literally has all say, right? So technically when it comes around to the election time, even if your wife wanted to vote for somebody else, she doesn't have that right to vote for somebody else because the man is supposed to be the head of the household. And then third of all, finish, because I have a lot that technically it's against, right? Third of all, he wants to take away default divorces. So stating that, it's just like if you were beating your wife and your wife decided that she was going to leave and you don't want her to leave, technically she could file for a divorce. But you, if you don't want her to divorce you or leave you, she will have to stay married to you, and you can beat her behind until she's dead and blue and under the ground. Because guess what? It will not be a default divorce because you did not sign that paper.
Project
That's
2025.
crazy. Now,
Project 2025.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you, my. Unmute yourself so I can get your response, if you don't mind.
I'm trying to hear your question, so that's
do you have any kids?
Yes, I have a 17-year-old daughter that goes to private school in Tacoma.
Okay. And how would you feel if you had, with your daughter and then other daughters, if you had a younger daughter, allowing a young man to come into the bathroom while she's in the locker room changing? How would that make you feel? Like if she was
like a transgender, like a trans, like
if she was sexually, like, no, I guess my point that I'm trying to make is if she was sexually assaulted by a person who claims to be transgender.
They ain't gotta be transgender.
Because that's what
honestly, they don't even have to be, not to cut you. They don't even gotta be transgender no more.
No, because you can't just do the trans.
No, hold on. I listen to you. Just listen to me. Just let me get my point across on this point. So you just broke down that I supported somebody that did that, but you was in support of somebody that was going to allow men to come into the locker room with your daughter because he says and he believes on the inside that he's a man.
I would rather have that than have somebody that.
So you would rather somebody sexually assault your child than take away the rights from her having an abortion.
Sexually assault if he came into the bathroom. If it's a trans female that came into the bathroom, who said it's sexual assault? Technically, if a man rapes my child, if Donald Trump gets into office, if a man rapes my daughter, impregnates my daughter, they're now saying that she has to have that child that she got raped by.
No, the Donald Trump gave it back to the states.
Yes, no. Read the Project 2025. If somebody rapes my child,
Donald Trump didn't write 2025.
He hired all the architects.
Let me say this. But Trump, what his standpoint of it was basically that he wanted to send it back to the states. Well, my viewpoint of it is that why have to even send it back to the states? If people don't want to get an abortion, you don't have to go get one. You don't have to deal with that. Why send it back to the states? Why make it so that? Because right now they got states like Florida who made it. They made it a threshold of 60% yes vote to even allow abortions in that state. So they're basically trying not to let people even vote. If you have 51% of a vote anywhere else, you won. 50% you can win, but not in Florida.
I don't believe in abortions. That's against. If a woman want to get an abortion, it is what it is. But since we have a female on the panel, I'm going to ask. If that woman, when she gets impregnated, let's just say, does the man who she's with, does he have a choice? Do you believe in that? So if you was to get pregnant, does the man that you got pregnant by, if you say, well, I don't want to have this baby, does that man that you're pregnant by have a choice in that matter? So what if he tells you, hey, Mama, I really want to have this baby. I think it'd be the best for me and for you, but you said, no, I don't think I want to do this. At what point do the men in these matters have an effect? Because here's my point. What I'm trying to say: if you decided you want to have the baby, and I don't want to have nothing to do with you, why should I pay child support? Why should I have to pay child support? But if you wanted to have the baby, and if you didn't want to have the baby, and I did, it's okay for you to go kill it. And then I just got to live with it, right? So the only thing is 100%. You got to understand. I respect you, Queen. Regardless of where you're from, your melanin skin looks like mine. So to me, you're beautiful. But I'm going to say this to you: we can't be on one side of the fence. You have to understand both perspectives. You can't argue the fact that this person wants abortion, but when it comes to a situation, a woman can go get an abortion, and the man that she's pregnant by has no say so. But it's 50-50 though.
It is 50-50. But guess what? I have a little cousin. She's 10. Lives in Florida. She's 10. She has a 10-year-old little girl in her classroom that was raped and molested by her father, got pregnant by her father, gave birth to her own sibling by her father. Her father now has 50% right to that child.
Oh, what's going on?
Okay. All right, good. I didn't know.
Well, I didn't know if you can.
No, because it's actually a young lady on here.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up this. We're going to come back next week. I had to mute you, bro. I had to mute you.
Had nothing to do. He's been trying to. This had nothing to do with you.
No. She about to go to work. She ain't about to.
No.
It ain't had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you. It was already.
We're going to wrap it up. We're going to meet next week.
Hey, listen. I want to finish this subject next week because me and D-Max had this conversation 100 times. Yeah. We got to finish this conversation right here because this is an important one right here. This This is actually a really good subject. This should be the basis of the whole not the whole segment, but the beginning of next week's segment is going to be about this, because this is important. Because it's a tough one, man. Next week, you're the only one. Hey, I don't want you to be by yourself, though. I don't want you to be by yourself.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank everybody for coming for our town hall. It's called Check Notes. Thank you, Ms. My Hilltop Trucker. Thanks everybody for coming in. If anybody else wants to get in the discussion, send us the thing. Send us your email. We'll send you a link. This is Uncommon Courtesy, and we're gonna see you guys next week.
I'll see y'all.
Peace.
Bye.